What's up, people? You hear your boy John GK back with another reaction video. Guys, we've got something different for you today. We've got American things Europeans can't understand. You know, even though Brexit's happened and all that, listen, I'm still considered as a European, you know. So we're gonna kind of dig in and see what those things are. I mean, I love America, man. I've been there once or twice. I went to, I've got family out there who live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm not sure if they've moved. And then I also had a great grandmother who lived in Canada. I know Canada's, a different country to America. I know that, but it's just a beautiful place. I know there are bad things happening right now there, when it, politic wise, and the whole racial thing going on over there, still going on over there. But apart from that, it's a beautiful place. So I haven't really got a bad thing to say about you Americans, man. And I know there are plenty of American subs and there are plenty of American people that comment on my videos, so I have to be careful what I say. But it would be very funny if one of my subscribers maybe did a another video towards, maybe what Americans hate about British people and Europeans. I have no idea. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a funny video to do. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this video.
The culture of the United States is exported all over the world in films and on TV, and also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them. From child beauty pageants to gun laws, let's take a look at some American things that Europeans can't understand.
Okay. Let's go.
Sick of commercials. If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you. And no, I'm not talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm talking about commercials, which arrive so frequently it makes watching TV feel almost unbearable to anyone
You're
unaccustomed
joking.
to it.
Oh.
Especially pharmaceutical commercials, which usually show grumpy men and women turned into smiling, happy people by the product being sold. These are usually followed by an almost comically long list of potential side effects spoken at double.
Do you know what's funny about this is, like, in the UK, like, we do have commercials like this, but they're always put on in like early hours in the morning, or like one particular program where they just show tons of product advertising, loads of weird advertisements going on, but that's usually in the morning. The kind of commercials we get, or adverts, we call them adverts here, is I don't know, it's always about business or life insurance, or sometimes it could be sport related, sometimes it could be race related, something that's promoting something. I mean, it's never as dramatic as this, but like I said, in the early hours of the morning, if you do go into like UK TV, you will find a lot of the TV programs that are obviously on air, they run these kind of commercials and stuff like that. So I mean, it must be different in America if they're running these kind of commercials, even like in the day when you're watching films and TV. Like, oh my god, I feel sorry for you.
Speed, like ambient ad.
As well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol, as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur, and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness,
what the hell?
Worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002. The Commission stated that pharmaceutical companies were unable to provide impartial information on their medicines. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice. This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business. And in America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. May cause drowsiness, loss of limbs, telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood, and you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What's a homeowners association fee? To a native, that's a pretty obvious question. But for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local homeowners association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the
Oh
community.
my
It goes towards
days.
things like residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps
That's quite smart though. Honestly, that is. Do you know what? That is very efficient. That is very smart. I wouldn't say that's that's annoying or whatever what the case may be. That is a very smart thing to do. I think there are a lot of communities in the UK that don't. I mean, our government, man, is so twisted, so selfish. I mean, you have Conservative Party and you have Labour. I could go on about politics, right? But I would say as a country, we don't tend to reinvest into our communities, especially like, okay, the wealthy communities 100%, but there hasn't really been a change within the rundown communities, especially like in South London areas, everywhere in London really. West London has a lot of buildings, it's quite a wealthy area, but same as North London. I mean, there are so many rural areas that aren't being looked at just because as a country we can be quite selfish where the money goes, because all the money does is go back into building our businesses, making the country wealthier. Okay, we make the country wealthier, but we never actually reinvest it back into our homes, reinvest it back into communities. And fair play to to the Americans. That's a really clever idea.
residents happy and property values up. With around 24% of all Americans living under a homeowners association, they pay $200 to $300 on average per month in fees to these entities. Now, while some Europeans might struggle with this concept, it was a form of governance that was actually invented by France back in 1804. The condominium law was exported to the US, where it became incredibly popular. So, for any European that wants to complain about homeowner regulations and fees, feel free to blame the French. Vacant vacation days. The USA has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy, in the president's words. But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time. U.S. workers are not entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all. Usually, the issue of paid leave is left at the discretion of employers.
No.
Yes, that does include national holidays.
No
According
way.
to research from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation. Now,
That's rough. Oh my god. That is rough. I ain't coming to work in America ever. Anyway, I don't work in like a 9 to 5 anyway, but I mean that is rough, man. I mean, it's 50 I'm 50-50 with it because sorry, I just spat it into the camera lens there. I'm 50-50 with it because over here we get paid holiday. Some companies, if they have enough money and they really open and care enough about the employees, they will pay sick pay as well, depending on how sick you are. I mean, that's pretty standard with most companies, but it all depends on how actually sick you are, and it will never be 100% pay. It will always be a percent, like a lower percentage. Sometimes it could be 60%, sometimes it could be 40%. So I'm not. It depends what company you work for, but that's just how it is over here. But I can understand why the Americans sometimes you may not do that is because people tend to slack off. Like you get people over here that will book all of the summer. You'll get people that might even book all of Christmas. And then sometimes you can't even book the holiday because if they're in the same department as you and they've already booked off, you can't book the same holiday. Some people even, take sick pay just because they can't be asked to work. Some people book holidays because they can't be asked to work. So I understand it from that sense, but taking actually a week off to go and spend a holiday with your family and not get paid at all, I mean, that's pretty rough. Yeah, that's pretty low, in my opinion.
Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack-jawed is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks. In fact, America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country. Only the great countries are known not to give paid time off. It's a working culture that undoubtedly favors employers over employees.
Yeah.
Americans might want to think about learning Chinese instead, as employers in China must legally offer 5 days of holiday. Although that is after one continuous year of work.
Oh,
Win some, lose some, I guess. Florida man. If the
what?
American states could be looked at as a dysfunctional family, then Florida would be the weird uncle who once ran away with the circus and wrestled a tiger. The Sunshine State is the third most populous state in the USA and receives over 100 million visitors year
Wow.
on year. With
Wow.
so many people living between Miami Beach, Disneyland, and Pensacola, a little crazy is bound to be found on the fringes of society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians that make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog in March 2019 to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen money
nuts.
everywhere.
Nuts.
In July 2017. You can search the internet for almost any day of the year and find a headline announcing Florida man has committed an utterly baffling crime. There doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any
Oh
European
my
countries,
God.
although the UK comes close with some of its questionable journalism.
Bro, you see this guy right here on the screen? Coward, mate. Don't even look. I can't even bear to look at this guy. I think you guys know who that is. But listen, we do get criminals that are nuts, but honestly, Americans, your criminals are from a different place. Like, I am sorry. Like, I mean, we get a lot of stabbings, we get a lot of we do get murders, we get, but some of your criminals, some of your, those crazy people there, you're on a different level. And well, in Florida, that's what I'm hearing of anyway. Like, different level, man. Different. Imagine robbing a bank, stripping naked. I mean, what? It can't get more extreme than that. I've never witnessed or heard anything like that over here in the UK. Even though the crime rate is pretty high with stabbings, like always stabbings and robberies and stuff, but not to that level where, I think the drug abuse in America, in Florida, is 10 times worse. I don't know why. Maybe the supply is a lot higher. But it's the same over here. Like, drugs is a big thing, but you don't get too many people using them to the extent these people are. Even the police force, if you want to talk about the police force isn't as bad as it is in America, I have to say, man. Like, even we're doing the Black Lives Matter thing and all that kind of stuff, but it is not as bad as America, man. Some of the things I've seen on social media, over the news, man, it's just brutal. And I honestly feel sorry for the Americans that have to withstand that on a day-to-day basis, but some next level, man. Next level.
Topics like Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died. One of the funniest local headlines you've ever seen at stories@bmas.com. VAT trouble. In Europe, like most of the world, tax is built into the price of items in-store and online.
Yep.
So what you see on the tag is what you pay.
Yep.
Europeans visiting an American store might be left doing a double take at their bill when they reach the register. There is no national sales tax or value-added tax in America. Instead, American taxes differ by jurisdiction, of which there are around 7,000. Differences in these local rates, state taxes, or combined state and local taxes means that final prices for the same item can differ from one street to the next. For first-time shoppers in the U.S., this unpleasant surprise is a rite of passage that no one asked for. Tipping point. A meal at a restaurant can be a real treat, but Europeans visiting America sometimes stress about the tip. Although tipping...
Can I say something about America, man? When I went to America, I was younger, obviously, but when I went there, your service is the best I've ever been to. Like, I haven't been to many a country. I've been, France. I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to America, Canada. And there's one other place I can't remember, which is weird, but I haven't been, worldwide traveling at all, not to that extent. But when I went to America, man, your table service was the best. They go, they're like, I love your British accent. What can I do for you? Is the food good? Does it need this? Does it need that? Man, I will tip you, even if I have to tip the waiter at the end, I will tip them. You get waitresses and servers in the UK. Yeah. They don't even walk past you. They look at you and they go, "Yep, just gonna get your menu. Yep, what you want? Okay, thank you." Boom, and then they expect you to pay. I ain't paying you tips. Like, I would say the American servers and waitresses, honestly, you are the best, man. You come with such enthusiasm, such positivity, and I know some of you don't even want to work there. Some of you might be having a stressful day, but you still treat the customers right, man. And listen, that might not be in every restaurant, but that's just from my experience. When I went there, they came to my table to say, "Hi, Master Jordan. How's your food? Is everything okay? Does it need this? Does it need that? Do you need another drink?" Like, you don't get that here in the UK. I mean, obviously with the COVID situation now, a lot of it is self-service, but man, I'm telling you, I must say, Americans, you have the best servers there, man, 100%.
Anywhere up to 20% seems normal to most Americans. There's no such obligation in Europe. Indeed, it's mostly seen as a bonus reward for good service. And in some European countries, it's even considered rude and excessive to leave a tip. The American federal government, however, states that tips can be used to satisfy the difference between the employee's hourly wage and the standard minimum wage. This means food servers, valets, and in-house staff in certain states can be working for a federal wage of just $2.13 per hour, which is about €1.96. So if you're a European visitor to the States, get ready to factor in your tip to the overall price of your meal. You might well be contributing to a struggling waiter's rent. Child beauty pageants. If you've ever been unfortunate enough to have watched an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC,
I can't stand
I
this
think you
shit.
might side with the Europeans on the next matter.
Yeah, I can't stand this shit. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I cannot stand it. I don't understand why you guys do this. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure there are things like we do that stuff too, 100%, but I can't stand this shit. Like making your own daughter or son dress up for something they might not even want to be a part of, but you want them to look glamorous and stuff. I've just never understood it.
Child beauty pageants are common across America and usually consist of dolled-up little girls being thrust onto a stage to entertain a crowd of screaming moms. It's truly bizarre. But what's equally strange is how the craze got started. Child pageants originated from American Better Baby contests in the early 20th century. Babies would be scored on characteristics like weight, quality of skin, and face shape, supposedly in the name of helping to educate mothers on best practices for healthy babies.
Okay.
But of course, it wasn't just for education purposes. There were also cash rewards and trophies for top-ranking toddlers. This has slowly devolved into the bedazzled tradition of pushing a child on stage in full makeup and styled hair to do a dance routine for prize money. Although some European countries host similar but smaller events, others like France have gone as far as to ban all such pageants, claiming they're an unhealthy way to treat young girls. If you ask me, their general creepiness alone should be enough to slam the brakes on child beauty pageants.
That meme is hilarious, man. But anyway, I would never set up my kid like that, man, from an early age, because you're not teaching your son or daughters anything about being fair, being understanding. Like, you're dressing up, you're teaching them, how, oh, you must be beautiful, you must be this way. It's like, it's very demanding on a child, man. Like, some of them aren't even over the age of 10. Like, just give them a break. Just let them go and play with their friends. You know what I mean? Like, I've never understood it.
Honey boo boo, no thanks.
No.
Size is everything. According to an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. But if you're a European, you'll probably think that about all of America, right down to its people. It's no secret that America has a little bit of a weight problem. 2/3 of American adults classify as overweight, and it's estimated that almost 40% of adults in the U.S. aged 20 and over are obese.
That's
Contrasted
bad.
to Europe, where a survey carried out in 2014 labeled just 15% of adults obese. That's a king-size difference, with a side of fries. The American tendency to overeat might have something to do with portion sizes in the States. A study comparing portions in Paris and Philadelphia revealed food outlet portions were 25% larger in Philly. And a review of 17 different single-serve foods like yogurt and candy bars found that 14 of them were bigger in Philadelphia. While a one-state to one-country comparison doesn't necessarily represent the whole, Europeans on social media often comment on how much bigger everything seems stateside. Have you noticed this difference in portion sizes?
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments below.
But we're still bad. We're still
Bonus
bad.
points for food puns.
We're still bad.
Oh, sugar. Living in America can really give you a taste for the sweet life, but your teeth won't thank you for it. Why? Well, some American foods and drinks have been found to contain huge amounts of sugar compared to their European equivalents. Some common bread brands contain up to 6 grams of sugar per
Oh
serving.
my
6
god.
times the amount found in European counterparts.
That's so
But it doesn't
bad.
end there. Taking a look at Pizza Hut's sugar content reveals most of their stateside pizzas have close to double the amount of sugar per slice as European versions.
Wow.
At Starbucks, a UK venti white chocolate mocha will contain 62.4 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
But in America, that shoots up to 72 grams. I've heard of sweetening the deal, but any Europeans making the trip across the Atlantic might leave suffering from the toothache.
Bloody hell, man.
Gaps in the market. European standards of building a public restroom involve plenty of privacy, mainly in the form of cubicles with doors that are more door than gap.
Yep.
Seems obvious, but it's a standard that Americans just can't seem to adopt. With ridiculously large gaps at the top, bottom, and sides, it makes for a truly uncomfortable first visit to an American toilet for
Oh my
visitors.
god.
On their first time, Europeans are left feeling especially susceptible to unwelcome visitors and people tongues. Some people even resort to taping up the gap to prevent prying eyes looking.
Bro, if you're an American subscriber or American watching this, please tell me you don't have to tape up the holes. Please tell me.
in. But as strange as the design seems, there are some theories as to why Americans build their stalls this way. For a start, high floor gaps allow for easier cleaning,
Yeah.
and they do make it simpler to pass toilet paper from one cubicle to another. On top of that, the vertical gaps act as a deterrent for anyone thinking of doing anything naughty behind closed
Yeah,
doors.
100%.
But there's always the chance you might accidentally get a real eyeful. Maybe just close your eyes before entering any American restrooms. Triggered. It strikes many Europeans as a bit odd that in America you can pick up your groceries from one aisle of a store and a gun from another. Indeed, you can buy guns over the counter in places like Walmart, and ammo can be found in pharmacies. Seeing
Walmart.
as guns are still legal in many parts of Europe, what is it that Europeans find weird about the gun-loving, rifle-wielding, Second Amendment-touting American
Bloody
citizen?
hell, that's
It might
bad,
have
man.
something to do with America's gun-related death rate, seeing as per capita, there were 12 gun-related deaths for every 100,000 people in America in 2017. Very few European countries exceed 3 gun-related deaths per 100,000 people, and none even come close to America's 12 per 100,000. The causes of the problem are fiercely debated, but it might have something to do with how easy it is to buy a gun. Background checks are usually carried out, but a research survey from Harvard in 2015 estimated that a third of American gun owners have purchased a firearm without a background check.
Wow.
In Europe, many countries like Austria and Germany require would-be gun owners to go through a rigorous 7-step procedure before owning a gun.
Yeah.
High-caliber handguns are outright banned in the UK, and
Yeah.
many categories of semi-automatic weapons are illegal to own across Europe. It's simply much harder to legally purchase a gun in Europe than it is in the US, which I'm sure is a trigger point for some. Have you noticed any
Wow. I mean, I really like that video, man. The way it was edited, man. Listen, if you want to go and watch the original or watch this guy, whoever this guy is or woman, go and watch their videos. The link will be in the description. But guys, talking about the gun problem, man. Now, I'm not no big expert in guns. I have no idea why the gun. Well, I do know why the gun death rate is so high in America. Is because yes, it is easy to purchase a gun, right? I mean, I didn't know you could just go over the counter and buy a gun from Walmart. And then they're saying that the kind of the procedure of owning a gun, you don't really need a back. They're saying that you need a background check, but that's ridiculous, man. You know, it's so hard to get a gun in the UK. I mean, I'm not saying I went out looking for one, but you rarely hear any people being shot in the UK. You don't. If there's breaking news, you hear teenage boy being stabbed or teenage boy beaten up. You don't really hear someone has been shot to death, because it's just so hard to get even a gun license in the UK. So I don't know, man. I think that's a problem you guys, your government 100% needs to sort out. 100%, man. I understand that there's a lot more farmers out there that need their crops protecting and all that kind of stuff. I understand that there's a, you know, the landscape, the land is much bigger, but it shouldn't be that easy to get a gun. Like, you should either be trained in using a gun, or there should be a specific reason as to why you need that gun. I mean, to say that you need a gun to protect your home is bollocks, because my family, we don't own a gun. We don't own guns. The you know, this whole estate that I live on, no one owns a gun. I mean, I'm not saying that no one actually has held a gun or has seen a gun or owned a gun in their life in the UK. I'm not saying that, but you ask, if you go and knock around all these houses around here in Ruislip, they're going to tell you that they don't own a gun. For protection. For what? Protection from what? You know, I think the way we handle crime here is a lot better than what it is in the States. That's just my opinion. Some of you may disagree with me or not. It's up to you. But even though, you know, the stabbing rate and the gang is, you know, we still get that 100%. You're always going to get bad people out there. You're always going to get nasty, evil people. But, you know, I mean, preventing them from having guns is the main thing, man. Like, and I think that's what you guys, you know, you have to do, man. It's just, it's not going to get better. And if it's just that easy to go into Walmart and pick up a gun, I mean, that's ridiculous. I never knew that. That is just ridiculous. But yeah, guys, if you want any more videos like this, maybe I can do like a European thing, maybe like what Americans find annoying about the Europeans. I could do any other video, man. I don't know, but I mean, I really like this guy's video, so I'll definitely be reacting to some of these in the future. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Remember to hit that notification bell so you're up to date with my latest videos. Guys, you were here with your boy Jordan GK, and I will see you in the next video.